Warning, this podcast contains graphic language. What's going on, MGTOW? What's going on out there in the manosphere? If this is your first time right here in this podcast, welcome to KDR 5. One of the craziest podcasts for MGTOW in the manosphere. I'm right here in the Pacific Northwest. Trust me, I'm packaging it up all across the world from New Zealand, Australia, the UK, South America, and all this stuff. All these men listen to the podcast, for heaven's sake. It's a small one, but we do our own thing, because that's what MGTOW is all about. Gentlemen, shotgun to the down. Here we go. No further ado. This is your first time here. It's a fucking shit show, and I always do the intro. So no further ado. Let's do the intro, for heaven's sake. Let's see the man who's out there waiting and stuff like that, and doing all kinds of stuff, working hard and saving their own money and doing their own thing. So no further ado, here we go. Here's the intro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, broadcasting it out all across the world. MGTOW worldwide, baby. Yeah. All right. Let's settle down, boys. Let's settle down here. Sunday night out here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's in the morning, evening, or whatever, the place you live at and shit like that. Well, I just finished reading an article by CNBC and stuff like that. And I'm just going to get into it real quick, briefly, and then I'm going to talk about different issues for the next probably like half an hour or so. So just bear with me. So check this out. This was like 2 days ago. Paying more, earning less. How inflation disproportionately hurt women, right? When it comes to this terminology, with disproportionately hurt any race, any individuals, is nonsense and bullshit, okay? So, pretty much, they go into details how high inflation is hurting more women than men, right? And they go into details that it's hurting more women than men twofolds. They have child care. Prices have started to increase for women, especially for the workforce. And they go in the details how much daycare costs. It went up from 5.7% to 25%, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Now, the child care inflation has increased 214% from 1990 to 2022. So guess what? What you thought was going to happen? And the reason is that women, they spend money like crazy. They don't know how to save. Especially, see, I read the article. They're not talking about married women. Of course not. They say in general, women. No, no, no. I read the article. Pretty much it's single mothers, single moms out there living with daddy government taking care of them and shit like that. That's what it is, pretty much. That's pretty much, us MGTOW, we don't have anything against the nuclear family. God bless them. For real, God bless them. But for the last 20 or 30 years, well, they're going since 1990, pretty much, as the article saying that the child care has increased, but this drastically amount of money is because due to the fact that government are paying for this shit, are subsidizing. And it's not enough. It's not enough because inflation's a bitch. And the thing is, when you deal with these single women out there, they think they're rock stars and celebrities and shit like that, and they can do it all, and they can spend money like it's a open faucet. Women spend more money, print out more money than the Federal Reserve, in my point of view. But I digress. Let me go out here to this article, which they examined a factor of employment, inflation, reduction of anatomy, whatever the fuck that means, and the pay gap. They still contain with the pay gap. There's no pay gap between men and women. If there's a pay gap between men and women, any company will hire more women than men. This has been debunked for years, but it's still beating the same deadbeat horse, or it's not even a deadbeat horse. It's evaporating. So the pay gap. Don't you think, if I own a business or a corporation or whatever, and there's this thing called a pay gap, right, where men make more than women, right? So of course I'm going to hire the cheap labor, which is women. But it's not. It's more like a liability for a lot of companies nowadays. It is. And I talked about this many times and shit like that. We all talk about this shit, but it's reality's here. And this article by CNBC Finance News, I found it very, very interesting. They still talk about a pay gap. There's no pay gap. There's no pay gap. And go the rising cost of childcare. No shit. For the last 10 years. And they show the graph between 100 since 2014 to 2022. It has increased 130%. Because daycare and preschool and median weekly earnings and shit. While women are paying more, they also earn less. I don't know how that works out. It's so stupid, They're paying more, but they also earn less. Because you know why they earn less? Because they work less. There's no pay gap. Men work more hourly than women. Women got all kinds of shit going on out there. Pregnancy. They don't feel good. If little Johnny is sick, she's going to take time off from work and stuff. There's no pay gap. It's nonsense and bullshit. It's been debunked. We've been in the dead horse over and over again, right? Let me go further down in this article out here. Because they always had to correlate. They always got to correlate women with children. Like there's no father around, or there's no single dads around, or nothing like that, right? It's always women and children first. It's so fucking annoying nowadays that we're supposed to have, especially these leftists and so-called progressive, right? We're supposed to move and progress, right? But there's no progress going on between in reality what's happening between men and women and father and mothers and stuff like that. The court system is still gynocentric. It's still fucked up, right? But it's still having these excuse for women and why it's not working for them, and everything is about them and economics and shit and stuff like that. It's just like, I thought that we were done with this nonsense, but obviously it still continue, and it will continue. It will continue. They're gonna cater to women and children or whatever, and at the end of the day, this dollar fiat is not looking good. It's not looking good. Let me see. Long term implications. They go to the long term implications, and this and that and bullshit with COVID and all. It's all economics. It's all economics. You had all these skanks out there, all these people staying at home. They bought the government propaganda with the COVID nonsense. Stay at home. We're gonna pay you this and we're gonna pay you that. Claim unemployment. Do not work. We're gonna take care of you, and so on and so forth. You guys seen this shit like what took place in 3 years ago. So now the 3 years is move forward. So guess what? This is where we at. Right now, right here. Inflation's out of control. Banks are collapsing like there's no other. The central banks are fucking assholes. The Federal Reserve, fuck them. Fuck everybody. Fuck everything. You gotta do what you gotta do to sustain yourself, man. I know it sucks, but hey, man, that's how the shit works. We live in some fucking crazy times. It's insanity. Out here, carton eggs is like $6 and shit on the West Coast. Rent is out of control. I was reading this article, and then there was this African American gentleman who's from the city of Tacoma, who earned back in 1974 a gold medal for being an athlete out there in the Olympics. He can afford rent. He can afford rent. He's homeless for the last 4 years. This is how crazy this shit is. They show his picture. He's old and shit, but he still got a gold medal on his neck. He can afford housing. It's crazy. Meanwhile, we got all these skanks using the system. The government system have been catered to them for quite some time, and I don't know how this shit is gonna play out. But let's be real, with each other. Women and children, that's a small budget. It's a small part of the budget of the federal government. That's peanuts. Compare the wasteful shit that the government put out there between the military complex and this, that, and so on and shit like that. Small budget. But everything will add up. Anything that's small is going to get big. And at the end of the day, I look at this thing with a dollar and shit like that. I don't know how this shit is going to play out. I don't have one iota how it's going to play out. But all I know, the women for the last 20 or 25 years, or give or take 30 years, they got entitlement with government program. Yes, entitlement. You got a pussy, You can give birth. Whoever got you pregnant is gonna pay for that. And not only that, we're gonna give you supplements. We're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you that. So on and so forth, right? But there's so much that the government can do. There's so much. There is so much that the Federal Reserve can do. There's so much that the dollar can do. There's so much. It has become, in my point of view, just one man talking shit here, okay? I'm just talking shit. I remember vividly, 2 years ago? The 50th anniversary of the fiat dollar. And I made a video. It's still there on my channel. I made a video. I'm driving around the neighborhood and stuff like that. Because the reason I make the video after the 50 years and record a history in the world, no fiat currency had lasted more than 50 years. So we are 2 years up, my friends. 2 years up, overdue. 2 years overdue, according to the history of fiat. And by the way, fiat in Greek means currency controlled by the government. It's nothing backed up. It's nothing in the history of the world. No fiat has lasted more than 50 years. So we well overdue by 2 years, give or take. And the article that I read, oh, women are suffering and this and that, bullshit, is nonsense. Everybody's going to suffer the same way. See, when it comes down to the economics, everybody's going to suffer. If you believe on the fiat system, if you believe in this shit and bullshit and stuff like that, there is no immunity. Man, woman, child is going to go down to the excuse me. Man, woman, child, they're going to go down like the Titanic. Especially in this country. When the Federal Reserve told folks it's going to be a smooth landing or whatever landing, I say no, it's going to be a fucking crash. We all going to be hurting. All of us. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. All you got to do, think about history. Learn about history. How the great empires in the world collapse. We're here. We're not immune to this shit. It's almost trickery, so much bullshit, so much shit. With a dollar, the dollar's worthless. It's worthless. The purchasing power is gone. It's gone. We here on the Titanic. Me, myself, I think I got a lifeboat. I think. And my lifeboat is kind of like a dinghy. You know, it's kind of like, how you call these, shivering and it's not in a good, stable situation. But at least if I can make it to shore and the Titanic sink, if I can make it to shore, man, I guess, you know what, praise God. Praise God. And whoever's out there in the heavens and shit like that. Whatever my little dope. But women, they don't even know savings for women. What is that shit? All they do is take, spend, 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 take, take. It's hypergamy, and the Western skank have their own battle. Trust me. The Western women have their own battle, and the battle with themselves. Now listen to me. Just listen to me. The Western women have their own battle with themselves. Yes. How they gonna fight in their own nature hypergamy, especially where they got used to be a hypergamous. They got their own battle to fight with themselves. That's the true nature of women. It's hypergamy. Especially provided by the government. So if you take the element of the government amping up the hypergamous behavior, and they do not know how to act with being someone who's a provider, it's going to be their own fucking problem. Not men's problem. It's not going to be men's problem. Oh yeah, men gonna fuck a bitch and shit like that. But men is not gonna take care of them like the government did. Fuck no, I ain't taking care of no fucking bitch. Fuck that shit. Fuck them. Fuck them. Especially what the government did to me. And I wasn't even married. And I just made a mistake as a young man to get 2 bitches pregnant, and I have to pay child support for my life, for the rest of my children's life. And I cannot go and progress and make a better person of myself and shit like that. And I was degraded all the fucking time. Fuck that shit. Fuck them. Fuck them. The time is here, man. They don't know what's coming, but it's coming. It is coming. It's a fucking tidal wave. Gentlemen, all I'm saying is this. Don't trust nothing. Verify everything. Trying to do the best possible that is suitable for you, my man. What is suitable for you? Believe in yourself. Have self-worth. Don't be ashamed of putting $100 here, $100 here, $500 there, $20 here. Whatever you believe that shit is going to worth 5 years from now, set it and forget it, man. And keep doing you. Keep doing you, man. If you want to fuck a bitch, fuck a bitch. Don't spend a fucking dime on this fucking horse. I'm telling you. Don't spend a fucking dime on this fucking horse. Matter of fact, these horse need to spend dime on you because obviously they don't got no man and shit like that. So might as well let the fucking whore spend money on you. If you want to participate in that shit. Me, myself, I don't want to. I don't want to ask for no skank to buy me shit. As a matter of fact, I feel very uncomfortable when women offer me in the past, can I buy you this? I feel very uncomfortable. I was like, no, you can buy me shit, bitch. because I got everything that I need right here. All you need to do is get in your back and take this fucking cock and put it in your mouth, and I can come in your mouth, and that's it. Besides that, you can do shit for me. I'm being honest. What the fuck, man? I'm not pump and dumping. I'm not in these how you go celibacy and shit. Like, I'm just, if the opportunity comes, I fuck a bitch and that's it. Bye bye, whatever. You know? I'm talking to grown men out here, for heaven's sake. All this censorship, all this bullshit has been going on in this channel and every channel that men cannot talk the truth. You know? I've been a victim of this shit, of censorship and shit like that, man. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. We gotta say shit how it is. Those who not like it, fuck them. Fuck off. Literally, they can fuck themselves. My apologies, I got a new device out here. Got a new device. Listen, all I'm trying to do, man, is tell the truth, okay? We know, I don't like to talk about too much about women anymore because it's given who they are, right? And the empowerment that the government have created for them, right? Is obviously, shit. If you're a MGTOW, you season. I'm preaching to the choir, but it's well known and documented that by nature, they're going to behave how they're going to behave. That's the nature of them. Since you know their behavior, all you got to do, whatever lifestyle you chose to, don't participate or use them. That's it. Whatever you want to use them for. You want to pussy fuck them and leave them or whatever. Or don't be celibate or have a doll. As long as you're content with yourself and you're happy with yourself, guess what? Fuck society, fuck the government, fuck everybody. As long as you're a man going your own way and you don't give a fuck, guess what? Fuck them. Fuck them. Because me, myself, I'm sick and tired of talking about these fucking skanks. Myself. Let them be. Let them have whatever they want to have. Let the whole fucking shit go. Whatever. Who knows? If you want to be a simp and get a whatever, a single mom and raise the children and shit like that. There's so much fucking simping around this fucking country. Before I play this fucking song out here, for heaven's sake, you got men raising other people's men, children. You got other men raising other children's men. You got other women raising other children's women and shit. And they pretend like this whole happy family going and shit. In reality, they are miserable. Because it's not a nuclear family. They're miserable. Everybody got a stepmom. Everybody got a stepdaddy. Everybody and they bitch and complain why your son do this, why your daughter do this. They miserable. These motherfuckers are miserable. They fucking miserable, man. They are. They all are miserable. You know? But, this is what I'm going to do out here. This is what I'm going to do because I want to end up the live stream in a positive way. You know, I want to end up this shit in a positive way, you know. And I know there's going to be a copyright violation, but I'm going to leave it up, you know. When you get a copyright violation with YouTube, well, the algorithm doesn't work properly and they won't share it. But if you're out here in this live stream, in this podcast, whatever, well, I'm going to leave it up. And hopefully you enjoy it or whatever. But I want to end up the video podcast on a positive note for men out there. All right? This is for my man, Freeze. My man Freeze. Elijah Freeze. So no further ado, let's play this copyright violation. Thank you, CockTube. Because obviously with CockTube, YouTube, you know, it used to be that you can share sound bites and shit like that without getting a copyright violation and shit and stuff like that. But oh well. Fuck them too. Listen to this shit.
I like this one. Where would you be right now had you not quit? Like, had you not stopped? Like, there's no secret to this winning thing. Like, you have to understand that success is relative. What you're called to do and what you're supposed to go do does not look the same. It shouldn't look the same. It's not supposed to look the same as what anybody else is doing or saying. And you keep getting thrown off because I think you're doing this comparison thing. Well, where are they at? Where am I at? How fast are they going? How much have I accomplished? Well, let me scroll. Let me double tap. Well, based on what they should know. The name of the game is consistency. That is the number one ingredient in any equation, in any recipe for getting to where it is you want to be. Where it is you want to be, not to where you're quote unquote supposed to be. Your finish line and your success is relative to who you are. It does not look the same and it shouldn't. So had you not quit, where would you be right now? What does consistency look like on your life? Do you keep going just when you're winning, just when you're feeling good, just when you're motivated and inspired? Are you motivated or are you dedicated? There's a difference. Or do you need to keep watching YouTube videos and listening to stuff like this to get you going again? Are you dedicated to what it is you're called to do? What does consistency look like on your life? And had you not quit, where would you be right now? They say hindsight is 20/20. Man, if I knew then what I know now. Well, guess what? You know now what you should know then. You know it right now. So what does consistency look like starting today and over the rest of your life? What position does that put you in? I dare you to try consistency on. Never take it off. Don't wash it. Let it get dirty. Let it get smelly. And see where it puts you.
Well, gentlemen, like I always say, peace. State MGTOW.
Want a second income stream?
What the fuck is going on here? Peace. State MGTOW. I'll definitely catch you next podcast, live stream, or video. Let the universe be with you, my friends.